You're good. Okay, so now because you have now two cameras, so after connecting that, so the next thing is this needs to be connected to the laptop. So what do you need? If you check here, this is called Atem Mini, and Atem Mini will have that USB out. Okay. So mostly don't confuse to use HDMI out and connect to the HDMI of the laptop. For the laptop is an output of the laptop. So you may not use that. Maybe you can use this to here, but not this HDMI to that HDMI. So that can only work in such a way. So mostly if you're using OBS, you may find that you may need to, let's say you're in a situation where it's an event, and then whatever your cameras are getting, you may need to showcase that on a screen. So in such a case, you can just use this HDMI and project the same. So that's the only time you may need that HDMI. But you cannot take it back here because the output of that also came from here. So to avoid that swooping of the signal, so you may need it to connect it to another screen. For projection maybe. So that's the only case you may need that. So what you need is USB Type-C, and maybe you can be having the laptop on, Type-C, and then you connect that one to the Atem, and then USB to the laptop. So actually that's where the process of encoding now starts. Because what the laptop will do, we will read this as a device and get an output of the same. So you don't have to connect all the cameras directly to your laptop. That's the purpose of that device. And then you can be switching whatever device that you need at any point. I think we need the charger for the laptop. It is not coming on. Yeah, so I think now it can be on. Yep, good. So you have two options for this HDMI. So you can always use it as a multi-view, and you can also use it as a program out. So program out is the one that you have selected, and then multi-view, it is for all the inputs.
So you can't see with this.
This one will give you the program out. This one will only give you the program out. Lakini hii inakupatia zote mbili. But remember it's a HDMI.
So you choose, that's what you see here.
So whatever you choose, you see there, yeah. But you can also decide to whatever you choose to get out of this. That's now you can do it from that setting. Yeah, but I think in such a setup we may need it for multi-view to be able to see each and every camera, and then we select. That's how I see it best. So therefore it means you may need to have a screen that will be showing you the multi-view, and that's why we have that screen. So you connect this to that screen. This to that screen like that, and then that screen also might need some power. The screen might need some power. And now because we are sure that we don't need to connect anything else here, so it means now we can power the Atem. So we can give it some power. So because we are not connecting any HDMI. So why we guide that you don't power it on before connecting, sometimes HDMIs might give you some problem by doing that. Because the HDMI carries some power, and that power might short with this power like when it is connected, when you are connecting. So, but it might not give you a problem for first time or second time or the third time, but in most cases, these ports will give you an issue if you are used to do the same. So I would prefer you connecting everything, and then when you are sure that everything is connected, you can be able to do that. So this screen is showing us the inputs, or the inputs that we have. So whenever you want to select any input, you can be able to see camera 1 has that, camera 2 has that. So that's the purpose of that. Maybe I think that camera, it has some low lights. Yeah. So that's why you see the purpose of that.
Yeah.
So you'll be knowing camera 1 has that, camera 2 has that. So when you want to select, you can always. So right now it's on standby mode for camera 2. So when it becomes standby mode, you always find it on the preview. And then when it goes on air, it will always go on the program. So if I cut, that's how it will happen. So to avoid, let's say I had camera 3 and it doesn't have a signal. If I didn't have the multi-view, I could have done like that, and then realize it doesn't have anything, and then I remove. That's why you have the multi-view, to be able to see what is in that camera. So the importance of having a multi-view is to avoid those mistakes. And then you can be able to tell camera A, can you do this and this and this when camera 2 is on air? So then you can be able to switch at any point that you feel like the camera is stable. Yep. I don't know whether there is any question up to that point, up to connecting that.
This cable only goes this side.
Yeah. The USB Type-C goes to the other side. So this one doesn't have the other USB, so it's only Type-C, so which you have to connect here to that. Yeah. So then I think you can also, I've never tried that, but you can also use C2C if you get, because this one has a C.
Type-C and Type-C.
If you find that you don't have that, you can also use that. So that's still an option.
So here, this is what we'll see on screen.
Yeah, this is what the program output. So and you remember what I was saying is that this HDMI out can give you the multi-view or the program out. It can be giving you that program out or the multi-view, whatever. So that settings you can already now do it from the laptop. There's a software that I've installed there, which you can be able to change that HDMI port. Yep. Yeah.
Perfect.
So in terms of connection, maybe, I don't know whether there is any question about connection, so that now we can get to the next step. Maybe, yeah, this is for video. So there is the one, I think the sound card. I may need to bring that. Yeah, so.